I could tell by pressure flaking it that it's a tough material. It's sometimes hard to tell if it's tough by just using only percussion because percussion is so powerful. I don't know, it's cooperative. So it's pretty good. But I noticed the pressure flaking is going to require some effort. It likes the percussion. Yeah. Oh, there's some nasty spots in there. Oh, that is good. It didn't go all the way though. And it did end up with a bit of crushing. There's a Uralier flake. Don't ask me to spell it. I don't know how to spell Uralier. I know that's how it's pronounced because I used the pronunciation guide on Google a long time ago. And that's what I remember, and that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. I'm not explaining everything because if I do, it means I don't want to think about it too much and mess it up. It's very difficult to explain exactly what I'm doing. I'm just dealing with these things as they come along, doing damage control whenever I can. I can see where these are step fracturing. I can see where there's trouble. I'm just not telling you exactly what's difficult or what's relatively easy. It's difficult to run long flakes on this. Even though it is cooperating for the most part, it still doesn't like to run long flakes. It doesn't like it when I try running long flakes. Although, you saw a couple long flakes just now, but those I think were lucky. Yeah. It doesn't really like doing those. Yeah. So I think I'm going to clean it up with some pressure before I go any further. I don't like the way the edges look. And I could be doing this with percussion, but pressure gives me more control. Yeah. Pressure is just a little bit more accurate than trying to do these little flakes with percussion. And yeah, I'm going to wear myself out a little bit. Because it is not that easy to pressure flake. I really got to lean into it. And even if I lean into it, I still get these little steps near the edge. Dang it. So I'm just looking around and randomly removing flakes where I see an opportunity, as always. After grinding, I'm just going to take flakes where I see an opportunity. Six o'clock already. Okay, so it's got some mass down here I'm going to get rid of. Okay, so all my preparation has been to get rid of some of this mass up here. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it works. I'm not able to generate enough force. Because if I generate more force with pressure, I'm going to break this tip off. I'm going to switch over to percussion. But I got to sharpen this tip a little bit. Yeah. Hold on. If you got earphones, you got to turn the volume down. Okay. I had to narrow that tip down so I can get in there and try to get some of those small flakes. Try it first right there. Yikes. I got to hit pretty hard. I got to hit that pretty hard. Dang it. Did it do it? No. It's not doing it. I'm going to have to do it with pressure. On the very tip, I'm going to have to do it with pressure. Yeah. I tried hitting that several times. It didn't work with the percussion. How do I know that it wouldn't work? It's because I can tell that it's going to snap if I use more force. I can remove the flake, but it also will remove everything else too. That's what I don't want. And by everything, I mean the whole tip and everything. Mm-hmm. Little stippity doo-dah. Come on. No, it's not gonna do it. I can't flake that away. I gotta pick that one out. All right. Let's see. It already looked pretty sharp. Okay. There it is. Nice. Now I just gotta get rid of the crunchies. There's crunchy areas and stuff. I don't know if that's the material or if I made a mistake there. Some areas look like they're crunchy, but they're not. It's just an inclusion. Let's see if I can make that tip better. I think that's good enough for now. Yeah. If I want to refine it, I can probably do the refining a little bit later. If I make it too thin right now, it might snap off. Yeah, that's my excuse. All right, so let's finish the rest of it. We're going to go very thin. As thin as we can. Yes, we are. Within reason. With physics in mind. I can't change the physics, but we can bump up against it. Yeah. We can give it a run for its money or whatever. We can bug the heck out of physics. Push it to the edge. Get it all mad at us. Maybe it'll move out of the way. If it doesn't get too mad, it'll move out of the way. It'll just call us a jerk and then move out of the way. Oh, come on. Yes. Is that the strategy I use in life? No, no, no. I don't get people angry and hope they'll just get out of my way. No, no. I try to limit the number of people involved in my success. I don't want to depend on others to do stuff. Yeah. Sometimes they can't do stuff, and it's a lot of times not their fault. It's not the rock's fault either that it can't do stuff. It's just the way it is. So I'm just picking at it now. Was I able to get rid of all the step fractures? No, there's still that one in there. But it's getting so thin that I don't have much of a choice anymore. I thought I might have a choice earlier because it was still kind of thick. I can probably still try to run a flake there. But there's not many opportunities. Maybe one or two flakes, try to get rid of the step fracturing and stuff in here. Yeah. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of an opportunity. I can see it. Uh-oh. I can see it's risky too. I'm taking some off the other side where I can see thick spots while I'm here at the tip. Yeah, always try to thin the tip first. Okay, all right. Before I hit the center really hard. I will be hitting it very hard, yes. We're not done yet. We're not out of the woods yet. These are some of the most aggravating anxiety hits. Yeah. Maybe not aggravating, but just risky, dicey. Right on the edges, breaking it. Lots of drama. I could make it very dramatic. It's not that bad. Let's see. Okay, I think there's some success. Yes. Yes, I got the backside of that step fracture. But I had plan B to do it, another flake here. But we'll still take that flake, but it won't be for removing the step fracture. It'll just be some thinning flakes. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. Okay, yes. Lumpy spots, but I think I got all the lumpy spots out. Almost all of them. Not like that. They didn't do anything. I think if I try to get it any thinner, I'll be asking for trouble. So let's just clean up the edge and then move on to the notching. Yes, yes. Good, good. Fantastic, fantastic. By cleaning up, I mean making it less wonky. Percussion always leaves it a little bit wonky. So you gotta follow up with a little bit of cleanup if you want it to be nice and slick, modern looking, which people like. Yeah. Some people don't like it when I say that because they say, no, some of the artifacts, dude, they're really finely made. Yeah, they don't look modern. They just look like, you know, fantastic old. Fantastic old. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, some of the artifacts are very finely made, but it's an exception. And they still don't look as finely made as modern ones. Yeah. There's some modern nappers that make the points much more consistent than they did in the past. Maybe not thinner, but they look more smooth on the surface. And, you know, more symmetrical and all that. Maybe not thinner, but, you know, maybe not better fluted or anything, but they look cleaner with no step fractures. The edges are nice and sharp, and it's very symmetrical compared to the older ones. That sort of thing. I'm trying to thin down the tip, and all I'm getting is a little bit of a curve. That's okay. It's okay. We just make doo-doo with what we got. We'll just call it good. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing and what my objectives are and all that. And all the little angles, right? Maybe you can see all the little angles. No? It doesn't matter. Your angles will probably be different than my angles. Anyway, don't matter. Just don't mess with my angles. Don't tell me I'm not doing it right. Because everyone, if it works, you're doing it right. If it works just good enough, that's all right. All you need is just good enough. Oh, not supposed to. Come on. No. Got the little step fracture in there. I can't seem to get that thin down without grinding it a lot, but it's going to pull the tip off. If I grind that down a lot, that tip is a goner. Dang it. See how it's getting very narrow? Come on. It's very tough. Maybe that's why I did good with percussion. On percussion, the edges need to be very tough. If I can just get it sharpened, it'll stay sharp. At least that step fracture looks a little bit better than the other one. I'll do even more persnickety flaking on the tip later. I got it tapered. Yeah, it's good enough. I can do a little bit more on it later. Yeah. Yeah, it needs a lot of force, and if I use that kind of force up here, that tip will get blown away. Yeah. So I can't use a lot of force at the tip, so it means I can't thin it down that much. Otherwise, I could run long flakes on the tip and then thin it down, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, that kind of force is a lot. Tremendous amount of force needed to run even shorter flakes. So let's put some notches in it.